here we go to answer some questions for you guys. So preparation for vision loss. Little to nothing. Because I have so much to do that I don't have time to work on that. What I have done is I have gotten a laptop computer that has text readers and magnification. And I have another cool thing called a Mojo, which is digital binocular. And I have like one of those old school projector. You put the newspaper on it and it blows it up. As far as it goes with Braille, I haven't learned Braille. Although I can tell you one thing about Braille. Just like every other language, when it's translated, it doesn't always translate the same. A very good friend of mine is completely blind. He was reading something off of a placard, which had written word on it too, and what he read off the placard was more in-depth than what was written on the placard. I was like, oh man, you're giving blind people more information. It's like, that's cool. I like that. Just like when we watch Russian movies with my dad and they're subtitled, and he's like, that's not what he said. And I was like, what did he say? He's like, he's basically dropping a lot of F-bombs. I was like, cool. That question I know came from a very good friend of mine and fellow comedian and improviser, Pete Bergen. A short answer, yes. My vision loss and my continued vision loss expedited my my departure from the world of comedy as we know it. As I began to realize my own limitations, prior to stepping away from comedy and acting, I was doing a lot of theater and improv. One of the theater companies I worked with was a Commedia dell'arte company, and there is a lot of physicality in it. And I was definitely, apparently very close to getting hurt a few times. We were doing a Commedia version of Hamlet, and I had a minor character, a couple minor characters in it, and one of them was kind of the servant who witnesses a big fight between Hamlet and Hamlet's uncle. I can't remember who it is. And as we were practicing it, the director who was playing Hamlet was like, Justin, you need to move further back. Because number one, I couldn't see the rapiers at all, because they're very thin. But I started to recognize the limitations I had as trying to progress my career in that field, in the direct acting field. And so I started to kind of check myself out of it and look for the next path forward. And that kind of lent itself a little bit more to directing and producing improv than participating in it. But yeah, it did expedite my departure. Whether that departure is permanent or temporary is as yet to be determined. But I very much am appreciative of the second part of the question. I would love to get back into it in a way that is... I'd love to get back into it in a way that is good for me and my family. But it seems like more and more these days, my focus has to be on taking care of my family and not on doing the things that I'm passionate about. You know, that came out weird. But I'm passionate about my family, but I also like acting and comedy, and I can't do it because it's a thing that's very hard to do, not solo. Like getting to a club to do gigs or whatever. And I had a few experiences when I was doing stuff where people were like, after a gig, I did a gig at a strip club. And my girlfriend at the time who drove me there was like, I am not ever going to do that again for you. I said, I totally get it. Yeah. So we have more questions and more videos to come. And if you have questions, if you like this, please subscribe, like, share. You can actually get me at any and all of my social media handles on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Please like the page. And we will see you the next time with slightly less vision.